Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian at All Out Adventure Scotland. Today's video we're just going to be talking about the bike setup that I've went with in preparation for doing the TET later on in the year. Planning on getting out to Europe, heading up into sort of Sweden area and getting on some of the Trans-Euro Trail. So I've got the bike pretty much the way I want it for getting out on an adventure. And I'll just talk to you about the modifications and the upgrades I've made to the bike so far. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoy the video. All I've actually done to the bike is upgraded the intake system. So the filter system I've upgraded to twin air, which is a foam filter. I've also removed the direct air intake from the rear, moving the tubes. So I've enclosed the system and used the twin air pre-filter system as well. So it's all enclosed and I've got a double layer of protection there using twin air products. They're probably the best in the business when it comes to air intake. So I've upgraded that. And then from the Ninja, from the exhaust perspective, I've done the decat on the bike, which is the Arrow decat. Removed the stock catalytic, which seems to give it a little bit more power. It gives it a little bit more grunt as well. So I'm quite happy with that upgrade, and I've had absolutely no issues with the bike so far. On top of that, I've upgraded to the rally seat. It just gives it a little extra height for myself, 6'2" rider. It's just gave me that little bit more elevation. On top of that, I went for the 51mm bar risers, and that's just gave me the perfect setup for my sort of height. As far as the wheels and tyres goes, I've pretty much got the tyres and the wheels set up the way I want it. I've been messing about with them a little bit, but I've stuck with the Meta Z09 rally tyre on the rear. I've got about probably 1,000 miles on that rear tyre now, and there's still lots of life left on it, and it's really good, hard wearing. And it's been a mix of sort of 50-50 off-road and gravel with tarmac as well. So I've kept the tubeless setup on the rear. On the front, I've went for the tubed type tyre. I've upgraded to the Michelin Tracker, which is a more aggressive off-road tyre, and I just think that that's going to give me the best variable when it comes to off-road riding when I get across to Europe. It's a good hard wearing tyre, and it's easy enough to change out a tube on a front wheel, just carry spare tubes as opposed to going with the tubeless setup on the front. I prefer that. But I've got a plug-in fit seal kit for the rear if it does go down, and again, it's easy enough to change that out if I have to. I can carry a spare tube for the rear as well. It's easy enough to bang in a tube on a tubeless setup as well. So yeah, that's as far as it goes on the kind of cosmetic side of it. I've got the bike pretty much the way it wants to go. Luggage wise, so I've went to the Rhino Walk 14 litre. These are amazing. I'm going to test them out further out today, doing a bit more off-road aggressive style riding. So 14 litres on each side, and that gives me all my camping kit, all my clothes, tent, all the rest of it. And I've went with a KTM tank bag, and I've turned it into the tail bag, which has given me lots of pockets and lots of extra storage as well. I've put my tool bag, which is the Acibus tool bag, right onto the rear, and it's got all the tools and equipment that I need to carry out any maintenance that I need to on the bike whilst I'm out on the trails. And then tank bag, I went with the Givey, which is a fantastic little bag there that I'm using for my drone setup, my camera equipment, spare batteries. So it's all out the way, the sides of the bike. If the bike does go over, all my camera equipment, my drone and everything's all nice and protected. So yeah, that's it from my first views, if you like. I'll just walk you around the bike, show you what I've done. So yeah, we've got the AXP skid plate on there. That's been working out quite well. I've been hitting some gnarly off-road ground with that on. Had no issues with it. It's easy enough to take on and off when I need to clean the bike as well. Rhino Walks fit on there perfectly. Once you've got them adjusted to your size of bike, they just fit on there, not a problem. And then it's just a case of looping through the side frame. What I did have to do to get those on there fitted securely is remove the side panels for the KTM 890 Adventure R, just to get a nice snug fit. You can see my tool bag strapped on there quite nicely, just nice and secure. It's not going to move anywhere. And then I've got the tank bag on top as well. Same on the other side, easy enough to secure the Rhino Walk. I've got a lot of fishing rod on there, I'm not going to leave home without that. And then on the bottom of the bike, I've removed the chain cover. I like to get access to my chain at all times. And then I've got an upgraded chain guard, front sprocket guard there as well. onto the front of the bike, onto the controls then. I've upgraded the levers, nice and short, one finger pull lever system. And then I always use quad lock products, so that's going to be my phone mount, and I'm using Guru Maps as my source of navigation as well. So I've got the quad lock handlebar mounting system on there with a dampener as well, and that's going to work out quite well. Right at the front you can see the Michelin tracker. I've been testing this out so far. I've got about 800 miles on this, and the knobs on that are still pretty good. Fantastic tyre for off-road. I wouldn't be trusting it at high speeds on the roads on wet conditions, but for off-road and a mix of on-road as well, it's working out quite fine. I've had no issues with it at all. And then you can see on the rear tyre there, the meter's E09, over 1,000 miles on that, and there's lots of life left on that. So yep, today we're going to give it all the kit a good run out. We're going to test it on our off-road capability and see how we got on. That's going to be my setup for doing the Trans-Euro trails later on in the year. So if you like the content, you like the videos, like I said, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and see you again.